Hi there folks, we are back and we now have sun-dried tomatoes. So here they are. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to just do a little jar. This is a mason jar. I boiled this for about 20 minutes in boiling water along with the lid because this sterilizes everything. So I just have to grab my tongs over here and we're going to put these sun-dried tomatoes. So you see they're like this. Now, remember I said be careful the last half an hour. You don't want to burn them. Well, I did leave mine in a little bit too long and some of them sort of got a little burnt, but I'm still going to do them. Still going to bottle them because they're still great. Now, I like to rehydrate those once before I'm ready to use them. So what you do to rehydrate them is you actually put them in boiling water for about 20 minutes and then they sort of rehydrate a bit. Then you drain them and then you can put them in the jars. Or for this application, I'm going to jar them, and if I want to rehydrate them, I'll do them later. So I'm going to add some oil. So you had your olive oil. All right. It's nice to do them in small jars, depending on, of course, how many tomatoes you have. Now this is the thyme. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to kind of break it off and put the dried thyme in there. And like I said before, this is safe because everything is dry. Even with this, you can't leave these a long time in your fridge. Basically, you want to heat this up within a week or so. If you want them for longer term, you have to can them. So that's a whole different method, getting into the canning. It's where, you know, you boil them. Once they're in the sealer jars, you need a canning apparatus and to put everything in and boil it for like a half hour or so. Or depending on what you're doing, it'll give you the timelines. So just packing these in. You see this little jar even can take quite a few. So I'm just packing them all in there quite nicely. You want to do them in stages so that they completely get covered in olive oil. So almost there with those. And like I mentioned to you earlier, the rest of them that won't fit into this little jar, I'm going to freeze. So I think that's all I'm going to put in there. I'm going to add a little more of this dried thyme and some basil in here, which is lovely with it. Okay, now as you can see, I'm going to top it right up. It has to be covered in olive oil. So these are covered. You can see here, they're covered in olive oil. Now you put your lid that's also been boiled on and twist it tight. And there you have it, folks. This is your jar of sun-dried tomatoes to use in any antipasto dish, along with peppers, blackened peppers that you put in and peel the skins off, and just different things you can add to it. So the rest of these that's on this tray, I'm going to put them in a bag, lay them flat in the freezer, and freeze them. The great thing about freezing them is that you can then keep them for about 3 months. It's a lot longer life than this, unless you actually do the canning. I think in another video I might actually do it and do the canning, because for the work involved, I would like to have several jars of these, and even larger jars in my cupboard that can, you know, I can just pull out whenever I need them. And like I was telling you earlier, there's lots of uses for this. You can take these out and slice them up and put them on pizza. They're lovely in rice, frittata, salads. There's many uses. You can even saute some mushrooms and garlic and onions up, add this, add a little shrimp to it. There's all sorts of ways you can use sun-dried tomatoes, and they're just packed full of flavor. So you don't need an awful lot. Well, that's it for today, guys. That is the sun-dried tomatoes. That's the process. Hopefully you'll have some fun with this. And the actual recipe is on my website. So for the recipe, go to my website, Eat.Live.Design.com, and you'll get all of the details of what I did here today. Have a great one, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.